Yo, what up, guys? Uh, I just been feeling like just a lot of anxiety lately. Like, like I guess in a couple of weeks, I'm I'm about to graduate from high school, and so right now I'm kind of having a little bit of anxiety. It's just a lot of crazy stuff, a lot of stuff in my mind, and it's just right now. I just been thinking I just been looking at a lot of the past things I've done, right? A lot of mistakes I made, you know. I don't I try not to, think too much about it, right? But this still gets to me though. I still get a lot of thoughts, a lot of anxieties, a lot of fears in my head. But one thing I've noticed I keep catching myself do is I keep over what's it called? Like I keep feeling ashamed of the fact that I'm even getting nervous about the things that I'm getting nervous about. Like I'm this is weird. This is weird thing. I don't know if it's ego. I don't know what it is, but sometimes I'd be like sometimes I feel like me thinking these me even having anxiety and all that is kind of pathetic about like saying having anxiety about certain things is pathetic. Like it's beneath me or something. Like whenever I have anxiety over things I've done a couple times, like let's say there's a person walking down the street. Sometimes I pressure myself. Sometimes I want to say what's up to somebody. I want to make sure I greet the old guy, old lady walking by. I do it most of the time. I say what's up, but I catch myself feeling like whenever I don't say something to somebody because I get slight. Sometimes when a girl passes by and I want to say something, I just want to say, oh, like I just want to say, what's up, how you doing, something like that. I get nervous, right, and I just let her pass by. I let her pass by. I don't even say nothing, and then now I'm over here thinking like a couple hours later that damn man, like I'm overthinking these things. I'm overthinking these anxieties, and so it makes me not do it because I'm over here trying to avoid even feeling like that. I'm trying to think myself out of it. Like, no, 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 no. You just gotta say something. You just gotta do this. You just gotta do that. And I tense up and I get nervous and you know, so and so. And this is I noticed I've had a bad habit of doing this the entire time. I'm over here thinking that thinking myself out of anxiety will, you know, get rid of my anxiety, right? And so I start overthinking and overthinking it. And then what happens? I get more anxious and more anxious. And then the thing, the thing that I said I was supposed to do, I don't do it. Or like, let's say I had some work to catch up on. I start thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking, overthinking it. And then I just don't get it done. Instead of just, feeling the nervousness, right? It's something I've seen people do, right? I gotta, you know, I got like a, like, no, I got a dad who I can see, I can see how he does certain things. And one thing I've noticed about him is that despite his fears, sometimes he tells me he's actually I'm fortunate. Damn it, I got lost in thought. I'm fortunate enough to be able to have a father I can actually talk to, see, he able to tell me when he's nervous and something like that. And so I noticed that whenever he's nervous or something, he just moves in spite of that. He gets nervous and he does the action. He does what he's nervous about. For me, a lot of times I overthink when I'm nervous. I'm thinking, if I think a lot, if I think enough, I can get rid of it. But maybe, I guess, to beat it, to defeat it, to get rid of it, because this whole time I've been trying to get rid of it so much. Maybe the point is to stop trying so hard to get rid of it and just be able to function with it, be able to accept it. And inside I know that, but I gotta be honest. Right now, that's a very difficult thing to practice. Not very difficult, but I guess for me, I've struggled a lot. I've struggled a lot with that, with my anxiety being in my head. I'm naturally like an overthinker who thinks about failures and thinks about the potential things that can go wrong about a lot of situations. So I'm over here in my head a lot, you know. I don't really think there's enough people talking about that, talking about the consequences of being in your head so much, the consequences of being such a overthinker, you know. And that's something that has had a large effect on my life, very large effect, to the point where just having certain social interactions, I used to overthink everything. I used to overthink. My overthinking, you think your overthinking is bad? You think you've seen overthinking? You haven't seen my level of overthinking. You haven't seen mine. My overthinking, I would literally, it was so bad. My anxiety was so bad. I have a phrase already loaded up. A phrase already loaded up in my head before I go up and talk to somebody. Sometimes I want to be like, I start a conversation of, yo, where you got those shoes from? Those look pretty cool. Those look pretty hard. But I think about that. I see the person and I think about what I'm going to say, and then I go up to them and then say that, instead of the whole just going with the flow. Just see somebody you want to talk to, then just go up and just go have the conversation, have the interaction. Actually, my anxiety is, I figured it out. I figured it out because this whole time I've been talking about people, and that wasn't my intention starting this video. I'm just talking about people, bro. That's all I'm talking about. My anxiety is social anxiety. That's what it is. I got a lot of social anxiety. Yes, a lot of life anxiety, but a lot of it comes from social interactions, especially with girls, bro. I don't know what it is, but I overthink that a little too much. At first it was just the bros, right? I couldn't talk to the bros. I couldn't talk to nobody. Actually, I couldn't talk to nobody at one point. At one point, it was bad. I had to build myself from the ground up. There was a point. There was actually a point where talking to anyone, I felt like I was pulling a string. It was like just the idea of just pulling a sentence together and really having like a full back and forth conversation that can go deep and deep and deep and really talk about things, get to know the person, really be like, yo, what type of stuff you be doing, man? Like, oh man, I just be hooping. We be hooping at. Oh yeah, I just be hooping at. And man, I got a little court near my crib. I just go over there every day. Like, yo, man, I be hooping a lot too, man. I actually just got into it though. I'm still kind of new to it, Maybe, man, let me know, man. I need a spot. I need a spot to hoop at. Maybe we could hoop sometime. Something like that. Something just as casual as that. That was like damn near impossible for me. I was overthinking everything, thinking way too much, bro. Overthinking every word, down to the last word I say. I used to overthink. I couldn't just speak. I couldn't just freely speak. Yeah, it was that bad. Very bad. Yeah, I guess that's probably why I'm over here making videos, right? Just because of that. And so I just kind of want to spread awareness to the fact that it's not so easy for everyone. I've had a lot of problems socializing, really forming connections with people. So that's been a problem I had a lot. So that's something I'm trying to work on. Probably help whoever needs this, to work on. I kind of got lost in what I was trying to talk about. I guess I started just yapping a lot. Well, what I'm really getting at is that I had a lot of have I actually have a lot of social anxiety, when it comes to doing certain things. So I just procrastinate. You know, sometimes I got to be honest. Sometimes even with my friends, even today, sometimes I just procrastinate doing something like something. What if I got to go to the I got to go outside and do something, go hang out with my people. I still kind of procrastinate it, just because sometimes I don't know why I have low energy and I'm overthinking everything. Maybe something could go wrong or this, that, third, and I just don't do it. And that's something I want to get rid of. I don't know why I have this problem. I don't know. It's still kind of it's still a lot. It's still a lot to deal with, and something I want to really learn how to, learn how to deal with that. Yeah, I know. I know. It seems like I'm low on energy. I kind of am. But I said, fuck it, man. I gotta make it. I gotta make something. I gotta record something, man. I gotta keep this up. I gotta keep this up, man. You in the comments, man. I know who you are, bro. Your name is Design or something, man. I gotta say, bro. I appreciate you, bro. You're the reason why I even picked up my camera and decided I'm gonna record, just because I saw your comment. I'm like, yo, I actually got people actually seeing my stuff and really supporting me. I appreciate that. I almost didn't record nothing, but I had to make something, man. I have to keep the consistency up. But I never, man, I realize it's not even about the support. It's not even about how many people watch your stuff. It's about who watches your stuff. You can get thousands and thousands of numbers of people, but if they're all toxic and they have no support, they don't really care. They just, they want to see you lose. They're just watching to see you fail. They ain't real people. I'd rather see probably only like a couple hundred people watching me, but they actually want to see me win. Actually, it's not even about seeing me win. It's not even about me. You know what? This shit's not even about me. Yeah, I'm speaking my thoughts. I'm over here recording myself speaking my thoughts. But at the end of the day, it's not really about me, bro. There's a lot of people in this world who got problems and stuff, who feel like they need somebody who understands them. And I want to be that person. If anybody, because I want to share my experiences and share, things I've been through. I just want the people who resonate with that. I just want to shed light to certain things that I feel like is not really talked about so much. So the people who really understand, who really feel this way, can really feel seen and feel heard. But yeah, I'm a little tired. I feel like I need to get some sleep. But if you even finish this, man, I appreciate it, man. I'm finna make another one. I gotta drop one tomorrow. I'm gonna try to have more energy with this though. I'm working on that, man. But I'm gonna see y'all boys.